The Monsters Playbook is an adventure podcast for grown-ups. It contains violence and profanity and deals with adult themes that may be uncomfortable for some listeners. Specific content warnings can be found in the episode show notes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Monsters Playbook, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast where all it takes to make you a hero is to fight for your friends, and all it takes to be everybody's favorite is to be a weird little guy. Just like in real life. This week on the cover story, Jeezy Creasy, they friggin' got him. Okay, so we've captured the Star King. Now what? Well, now we do the next phase, which is, checks notes, fight 4 princes that apparently have enough power to kill Ro, the Sky King. Okay, fun, cool, no doubt, we got this. Probably. Right?
I'm John, and I play Mark Clayton.
I'm Lauren, and I play Kira and Anna Ashwood.
I'm Miah, and I play Casey Davis and Theo Nessos.
I'm Johnny, I play literally everybody else. Let's try very hard not to die.
Jazz had pulled and thrown Theo out of the oubliette.
Yep.
And Theo's just like kind of sort of sitting there outside the oubliette. The door is closed and she's crying, staring at the door, and at some point gets up and leaves Yano's apartment and goes down the elevator and finds the car with Dawnbreak waiting for her, and she gets in the back, just very quiet. But yeah, it's just Theo's shocked, confused, still scared, but knows that she has something that she needs to do with her friends.
Theo's on her way back to meet up with Dawnbreak.
Well, Dawnbreak is with her. They're bringing her back to the Clockwork Child to, I think, teleport and group up with us.
All right.
Yep, because we cannot trust Theo with a gun.
Because that's how Jazz was even there in the first place, is that there was a detachment of some Dawnbreak people waiting outside.
Gotcha. So Kira, Anna, Casey, Tommy, Nick are in the stars preparing to deploy Mark.
Also, do we have Skynet open? Like, would we have been able to tell if the Star King is trapped?
The last thing that you had done was reach out to basically watch that final scene with Theo. So now you know everything that's happened. And I want to start with you guys. What do you do?
You're up, Mark Clayton. Now's our time.
I almost, like in the movie version of this, I just get like, there's almost like tunnel vision back to Mark or whatever, as it's like right up to his face. And it's like, I think you just see like a portion of Mark's face, and it's like, it's time. And then like, Mark spreads his wings or whatever, and just without saying anything, just and I'm assuming this is energy that's like coming from Ro or whatever, but I feel like
it's king energy. This
unfamiliar feeling is coming from the power that Ro has given Mark, and I feel like without saying anything, he just summons everyone that is associated with the Sky Kingdom or the protection of the Sky Kingdom to attack all at once or whatever, and really just create a disruption as much as we can.
Why don't we have you roll plus charm?
9.
I do want to say, we want to make sure that you are seen, though, Mark, because that was how we knew we would draw their attention.
So where that leaves me is we are in a metropolis.
Nobody's really noticed us yet, but there is that crater.
No one has really noticed us, and my question is, do we care about the people of this realm?
That's a good question.
That's a you question.
Because the way to get the attention would be to start dismantling everything, to cause a disruption where
infrastructure and occupants,
infrastructure and people, collateral damage. And that's not something that Mark wants to do at all. But
I don't think you need to do that. I think you literally just need to make an appearance and make your presence known, that you are the Sky King. Because if you don't want to hurt people, I don't want to hurt people either. These are just random townspeople.
So as you are thinking about that, the fallout of your role is the following. Your head is going to blow up like a faulty switchboard with dozens of voices coming into it that are varying degrees of confused. Like think dozens of overlapping. Who is this?
Who are you?
How did you get this number?
How are you able to
Sky King? Who are you? It's like sensory overload, and your vision will go white, and you kind of can't move or think for a couple of seconds.
And actually, I do have an idea now.
All right, good.
So I'm overwhelmed by this series of thoughts and paralyzing, just kind of like, oh my God, what the hell is happening? And I think Mark, out of frustration, panic, and just like, what the fuckness, I think what Mark's going to do is take his blade. He's going to scream very loud, and he's going to take his blade and just drag it like it. He sees like a town square down the street or something like that. He's just going to run up to it, like as he's dragging his blade on the ground, leaving this cut in the ground or whatever. And then he's just going to jump up in the air and slam it down in the middle of the square or whatever, and just scream, "I am the Sky King!" and then try to do what he was doing, bring kind of everyone here.
And can you roll me kick some ass, please?
8.
That's okay. The first thing is that this whole square, such as it is, goes silent and all eyes are on you. And then in a second, there's just pandemonium. Other people are pouring out of some of these buildings. Some of them are trying to get back inside Mark. Can
Mark's form that he envisioned, so he has these wings and stuff like that, he still looks like Mark, but when the light hits him in a certain way, there's almost a sheen of his demonic self almost, and just kind of across, like he still registers as normal Mark, but also like there's this
it's like holographic or
almost holographic sheen of this otherly power, you know.
Okay, yeah, that happens. It will take some time for either of the sides of the force to properly get here. I think the first thing that you will hear is the oncoming clamping of boots coming from basically straight ahead of you around some corners, that there's some kind of force coming your way.
Okay. And the one piece of content that I mentioned at the beginning of this, when he was dragging his blade, could as he was dragging that blade through the ground, could that have turned into that whip or whatever at that point?
Ooh.
So it like transforms through the energy that's why
the handle is still the same, but now there's a blade now there's a whip on the end of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the hilt was still there, but now it's become a whip. And I think when he hears that, he spins around and does the little like gets it into.
John is having a good time.
I'm having fun.
I think the way I want to narrate it is that you're dragging your blade across the ground that's digging in and leaving a fire trail behind you. You do the jump, you slam it down into the ground, and there's this cloud of smoke, and when it clears, you are standing and holding this flaming whip, and you say your line.
I want to say, Johnny, that Anna is specifically keeping an eye out for, she wants to use her spirit touch move to keep an eye out for anybody invisible.
Clever.
Yep. But I need to roll that because she knows that, I forget which is the one that was good. Is it Capricorn?
Capricorn.
She rolled 13.
All right. You can keep an eye out.
But yeah, I think we kind of are trying to just draw the attention. Kira is going to wait until I think there is actual visual confirmation that at least one of the princes is coming. But she is talking to Ember in her head.
Okay.
All right. When the time is right, I want to bust open that crater, make it even wider. You think you can help me with that?
Yes, I can help with that.
Perfect.
Casey, Cleo, what are you doing?
Casey and Nick are sort of on guard and just like scanning. Clone, Theo, feel like she's almost like just sort of sitting in the carriage waiting for direction.
Yeah, 'cause she doesn't really have much magical abilities, right?
Yeah, she's a mixed success clone.
Then what will happen is around the corner, around a couple of different corners actually, are going to flood in about 12 humanoid-sized foot soldiers. Yeah, they're all decked out someplace that kind of look like modern day like battle mages, mostly light armor, tunics that go down to about knee length, and faces that are covered up over the nose. Above that, kind of just the floating eye lights. And they are rushing towards you, Mark. Some have blades, some have claws. Others appear to be summoning almost electricity straight from the ground.
Fun. And I'm the only one standing there right now.
I think most of us are kind of leaning out of the coach, probably to give you like backup fire. For our orientation, where is the crater relative to the coach via Mark and all that stuff?
I think it's sort of like these things are coming at you. Then there's Mark, and then behind him is the coach, and then sort of a half a block to the left, somewhere in between Mark and the coach, is the way in.
Would I know with Rose's intellect? Would I know
Your intellect.
Okay, guys.
You're
You're a king!
I know, but I need to explain where I'm getting this information. Well, everybody knows where I'm getting this
From your
information from.
thoughts.
Anyway,
Roll rid a bad situation.
yeah, I was going to roll a bad situation to figure out what their weakness is, basically.
Okay.
12.
Ask 3 questions.
What is their weakness?
I don't think they have necessarily a specific weakness. They're weak to weapons, ? They're a decent enough balance, so they're not the sort of glass cannon that a spellcaster normally would be, but they're quite low level, so to speak.
Well, if that's the case,
They kind of shouldn't be
fighting a king.
going into this fight.
Mark is going to just stand there without moving for a brief moment, and then as if he didn't move at all, I think he's going to bring his whip around, just strike the center of these guys. Just straight up like, get the fuck out of here.
We'll kick some ass.
10.
Okay, pick your bonus.
Do more harm.
You strike at the center of one of the oncoming groups, and it will create a burst of light and force that will send some of them skidding off on their heels and a couple of them fully face planting. Well, half face planting. But one of them is going to launch super hot lightning bolts at you, and another will actually strike at you in the leg with a crossbow bolt.
Could Anna maybe throw out her shield to protect someone?
Actually,
She has a move for that specifically.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it's just called shield. It's a or no, wait, not shield. It's called Watch Out. You can raise a shield to protect someone from harm. You roll plus weird. On a 10 plus, the harm is reduced by 2, 7 to 9, reduced by 1.
Okay.
Holy fuck, Anna. 15.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
She just slides in. Got it.
Well, it's like an astral shield. Like, kind of think like almost like it's like a projection of like force is kind of going, because she's using like magic to do it. It's not like it's not. That's why it's not protect someone, I think.
Yep. A shimmering wall of pale blue will shoot into existence up from the floor, and off of it will bounce a crossbow bolt, and into it will harmlessly dissipate a super hot lightning bolt.
The sky hasn't fallen, bitches! Anna shouts.
And with that, is one of those mages close enough? Like within range? Like they're running at me, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, as I hit one of them and I assume they trip and fall, can I grab one by the collar and pull him close and just scream with my my telepathy into them and have that radiate to their other troops and or other people listening in?
Hive mind.
Yes.
Roll use magic.
I'm here.
just like use one of the bodies as like a megaphone for everything.
Horrifying.
8.
Pick a glitch.
Unwanted side effect.
So you grab one of these things, you put your face right up next to its face, and you like Black Bolt style yell at him, and his eye lights that are right up next to yours get super bright, and then like when a light bulb blows out, they just snap super bright and then they're done. And that will ripple out to a couple of them, not, fading in intensity as it gets further away. And then you find yourself unable to speak. You sort of blew out your voice. I just realized this won't be a problem for Mark. Anyway.
That's true.
Well,
No, but
it would carry over to that too, that you can't
telepathic voice.
You can't function, you can't form words for a while.
I think Mark is like coughing like and points to his throat.
Do you need a lozenge? Can Anna maybe take a shot at one of these foot soldiers?
Yes.
I think she's just trying to make noise.
Mm-hmm.
7.
So you are shooting, is this shotgun?
Yeah.
There's going to be some kind of coming from, I think, in between Mark and the coach, and you'll get up in them and fire off a shot. One of them moves quicker than you had expected, dodges under the buckshot, and slashes at you with its claws. That'll be 2 harm.
Can Casey protect someone?
Yes. Casey, roll protect someone.
Oh.
How's that protect someone going?
Not great. It was a 5.
Oh,
I rolled double
boy.
ones. Oh, boy.
So Casey sees this happening. On a miss, you end up making things worse.
What I try to do is I try to use the double-bladed glaive.
So the balance of the weight, I guess, of the two sides of the blade throws you off, Casey. You wind up swinging for this claw guy who still gets his claws into Anna, so 2 harm less any armor, and then sees you coming and swings out of the way and actually pulls Anna to be in the way. Your glaive is going to hit her. How much harm does Anna take?
I think we said that the regular glaives are just 3 harm.
3 harm, Anna.
I take 1 harm.
Okay. And I presume, what the heck?
Yeah, she hits me with the glaive. I'm like, what the fuck? Ow! Nice one.
What are you doing? Oh, wait, I can't say anything.
And so this thing was like kind of put me in the way of the glaive.
Yeah.
Can Anna then actually take her glaive, because she also had the one, and maybe like do one of those things with her, because she's got her like staff that she uses too. I kind of think she does one of those maneuvers where she like trips them by like the legs so that they fly back, and then stabs them as it falls to the ground.
We'll kick some ass.
10.
Pick your advantage.
I'm gonna give +1 forward to Mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
For the record, because Anna had enchanted this thing, it gets +1 on top of the 3, so 4 damage.
Actually, okay, yeah.
Well, and then if it's a weapon from there, does it also take another damage because it's against a creature from there?
Yep.
So 5.
You do basically everything you just said. You whip this thing around, take its feet out from under it, and then bury the blade into its chest. And it just like burns up from the inside. Nick is sort of on the other side of you guys, firing rounds into the group of these guys. Tommy is champing at the bit to wolf out and dive in, but will only do that if directed. And speaking of Mark,
He's got guns, doesn't he?
yeah, but I mean, he's also a werewolf, which is better. You heard it here, folks. Werewolves are better than guns.
Not disagreeing, but I don't think we necessarily want him to get like in the thick of it, because that could get surroundy really quickly and would be bad. So I feel like he almost is like growing like fur, like he's about to go wolf out and join the fray. And I think Kira looks at him and is like, guns only.
Nice.
Hair slowly recedes.
Mark.
So who's left standing? Sorry.
Yeah, you probably got them down by about half, but there are reinforcements inbound.
The area around us, is there anything that is potentially flammable or explosive?
There's a bunch of roll read about situation.
You get a +1.
Oh, then it would be a 7. I was just gonna say 6.
All good.
Nice. So yeah, there's something hooked up to like one of the what seems to be maybe a food cart, and basically what I'm getting at is that there's a
like a
sort of
propane tank type deal.
Yeah, there's like a stout glass cylinder with some kind of inky bubbling liquid in it that is being pumped up into some kind of a surface on which there are small controlled lit fires. So that is going to be super flammable.
And are any of these people that we're fighting running near that?
A good amount of them, yeah. It would for sure get some of them. Well, here's the thing. That's kind of off to one side.
Sure.
Like it's closer against the wall. So if you just blew it up where it stands, you'd sort of snipe at the edges of one of the groups.
I have a really crazy idea that I don't know if is actually going to work, but
well, I love this.
Could I, because propane tanks usually have pressure behind it, can Mark try to like hit the valve so it like flies off and like hits one of the people in the knee or something like that, and they end up tripping or something, so they pile up a little bit and then explode it?
I'm going to call that an act under pressure roll.
Okay. Fuck. 7. Come on, dice, work with me.
So yeah, you like trick shot your whip to snap off the valve of this thing, and it kind of tips over and then ignites and then starts to just shoot across the street and goes through and under the legs of a bunch of these guys to the other side of the street, where it stops and then explodes.
Shit.
Well, it made noise. Maybe that's okay.
Big noise. A good amount of shrapnel kind of flies into this group of them. About 1 or 2 of them are going to take it pretty bad.
Okay. All right.
Then you can see and hear more of these guys stomping around some corners. But also what happens is You hear the incoming flapping of wings as a bunch of other soldiers and generals from the Sky Kingdom come to join you.
We see any princes yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
All right. We need to make more noise.
Yep.
I think, can Kira, with Ember's help, with some of the soldiers that were kind of approaching Mark, can she just make the ground beneath him turn into kind of like almost like quicksand lava?
Roll use magic.
10.
Yes. So, Mark, you are seeing this other kind of group coming towards you, and then the ground beneath them liquefies, and a bunch of them just like start sinking into it and trying to swim through and grab their ways out. But before they know it, they're like waist deep. And I want to jump to Theo. With that amount of time, I think you are pulling up to the
Awkward job.
Oh, we totally forgot one other person's with us, Ramsey Lincoln.
Okay. So what are you doing, Theo?
In the time it took to get back to the Clockwork Child, Theo's tried to compose herself.
Do you want to roll act under pressure? Or do you want to believe in yourself?
Technically, I don't need to because my cosmic insight, like I don't need to act under pressure due to feelings of fear, despair, or isolation.
This is like Theo's whole deal.
I know. She's getting better.
Yeah.
Theo will get out and go into the Clockwork Child. I guess find Dad and Aaron.
Okay.
Because they're gone.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much all business, and they're just like, did it work?
He's in the oubliette.
Well, okay. It's a good day for surprises.
Also, Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
could I have said that some of the Dawnbreak folks, after dropping Theo off, would monitor that apartment in case for any activity to like know if he leaves?
Yes. Yeah, why don't I have you roll Investigate a Mystery for fun?
That's a 10.
Okay, then Theo, where is it your intention to have them send you precisely?
I was thinking to where the ambush is in the Sea Kingdom.
Okay.
Can I use magic to heal myself before I go over?
Sure.
8.
Then pick a glitch.
I think it has a problematic side effect.
The problematic side effect is just going to be that it's fragile. Unless you let it sit for 24 hours, the next time you take any harm at all, it'll just come back.
Okay.
Then, because you let them do their thing and it was big magic to get it, you won't have to roll to get there. So they'll just take this taped together looking makeshift gun and point it at an area of the sky, which will just kind of split open like there's a sheet of paper and something has torn through it. And on the other side, you will see the now lush and verdant surface outside the cave in the Sea Kingdom.
Wow.
It's alive!
Theo will walk through.
Okay. They've been sort of building fortifications. So there's like little makeshift chest high walls that are cobbled together out of coral and driftwood, kind of stacks of throwables, very large ones for the princeling. Yeah, and Jesse's sort of walking around coordinating everything, and he sees you come in and he looks at you, Theo, and he goes, all right, phase 2.
Can I help with anything?
You can help Gail fix up some more barricades, or if you have any ideas.
I was mostly just thinking like Theo could use her force or wind or maybe entropy magic to help create or fortify any walls or barriers or whatever that they need.
Then why don't we have you roll use magic for a series of things?
Theo's mind is still back at Janos and is worrying about the oubliette because she rolled a 5.
Oh.
Or excuse me, a 6, but you know.
Okay. So meanwhile, back in the stars, what are you guys doing? I'm presuming continuing to make noise?
Yeah, that's the whole point of this.
Casey's gonna shrink double glaive back into like the toothpick, sticks it in like one of her pockets, and we'll start shooting and poke her head into the carriage. Clone Theo, could you help? And she's like, how do you want me to help? Well, the other Theo's lightning magic. Do you have lightning magic? I can see what I can do. Clone Theo will get up and I think squeeze up next to like Nick on the other side and try and use magic. Essentially what I'd like to do is call upon the clouds and almost create a wall of just like a bunch of lightning shooting down
Okay.
constantly.
Oh yeah.
But you tell me, Johnny. So like this clone is a mixed success. So like it can't do as much as Theo. I don't know if you want to clarify or decide what that exactly means.
First of all, you won't be able to sort of create a persistent lightning factory.
Okay.
You create a cloud that will last for a couple of seconds and will get off a couple of shots.
Okay.
And that's if you succeed.
That whole thing about getting away, the one bonus, that doesn't apply to this, correct?
Not until we start our escape, I don't think.
Okay, I rolled a 10.
Okay.
It's anyway.
Also, can I roll for Casey for kick some ass because she's shooting her gun?
Sure.
She rolled a 10.
Okay. Pick her bonus.
I'll give a +1 forward to another hunter, so I'll give it to Mark.
So, all right, I'm going to basically have that mean, so Casey's taking shots, just one-shotting a bunch of these guys that will draw a bunch of their attention. So a couple of...
And I'm not shooting to kill, to clarify, not shooting to kill.
Okay, so you're just very expertly winging a bunch of them?
They're soldiers. It's not as like they're civilians necessarily.
Just trying to be nicer.
Mark was going to decapitate him, but I don't know.
Well, that's a little extreme.
Whoa. Thought you were on my side.
Oh, so we're allowed to kill them, but we're not allowed to be cool about it?
Yeah.
I'm essentially either like shooting at their feet or like shooting their arms or their legs, like shooting to wound.
When they were melting into the ground or whatever, I was just going to whip my whip.
I like that. So yeah, you're taking a bunch of these shots. You are also going to a bunch of kind of darts and a couple of small fireballs are going to come at you. So less any armor, you'll take 3 harm.
Okay, I don't take any harm.
Okay.
For the listener and to gloat, Casey has had 2 armor, but last time when I had played Casey, I had taken Prepare to Defend. So I suffer 1 less harm. So suck it, Johnny.
Anna, the hairs on the back of your neck are going to like stand up.
My spirit touch is tingling.
Yes.
She's going to look around, see what she can see.
Roll read about situation.
8.
1 question.
What is triggering that sense? Where's it coming from?
Above you?
I'm going to try to like look up in like a inconspicuous way. Like I don't want to draw attention. Yeah. In the middle of battle, but like I don't want to try to like draw attention to the fact that I'm like looking up. If that makes sense.
Roll act under pressure.
Because I don't want to be obvious about it. Something's above you. Huh?
What?
10 act under pressure.
Okay, nice. So you are able to surreptitiously look up, and basically what it looks like is, at first, what it looks like is against one of these buildings. It's as though there's a very small cloud or airship or something moving, and it's just casting this shadow that's crawling across the side of this building, but then it like turns in a direction that would be impossible if that were the case. And
with my spirit touched, I know I can sense these things fully. Do I know what this thing is?
It's Capricorn.
I say shadows.
You can fully see in your sort of mind's eye, you can see it, that it's like the armor-plated head of a goat with 2 spikes going off of the other side, and then the torso is also this kind of chitinous armor, and it slinks off. Instead of legs, it has this long crab-like tail kind of moving like a spooky mermaid.
Bonus to this, is there more going on here than Capricorn than just being Capricorn?
What do you mean?
Do I sense the energies of any of my friends, perhaps, in Capricorn?
What do you mean by bonus? Is this a bonus that you get?
Well, because I sense them fully.
Sense it fully?
That's what I got with my spirit touch roll, and so I'm sensing the spirit of this thing. Is there more that you're not telling me about their spirit energy?
Johnny, are you being honest with us?
Is there some of our friends' energy or spirits perhaps tied to this Capricorn?
Let me see what it actually says and how nice I want to be.
Something's going on, guys.
You can sense them fully.
Yeah. What do I sense?
The armor and the tail is just a casing. And I also forgot to mention that the arms end in these huge, horrible claws. But underneath them, yeah, it's inside it's Donovan.
Oh no, I knew it! Shadows!
Okay. Fuck, how do we unmake a prince?
Well, so, as Casey, I still have 2 questions for my connected dots. And one of my questions I'd like to use is, how do you undo the making of a prince?
Undo what they did.
From a king.
Undo what the Star King did.
That's not one of the questions that's attached to connected dots.
It's never stopped us or you before.
You've seemed pretty content in that game jail.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. I think I lied. Let me check. I have one question. Excuse me. And this is the question that I would like to use.
So here's what I can tell you. There are other ways that I think you could maybe put together if you thought about it. The other thing that Anna will sort of note is that there is something of Donovan missing, like separated from him. And if you could find and reunite him with that would break the control.
Oh, where the fuck is that?
Well, Mark can see strings.
See, look. We have Skynet up, right?
Yeah.
But Mark can't communicate.
Yeah.
But he could hear.
He could see it, he could hear, he could act, but he wouldn't be able to tell you what he sees.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Theo saw where Rex's soul went.
She was with her third eye.
Mm-hmm.
Could you use your eye to see when they did this? Like where they put your all-seer eye?
Yeah.
To see the distant past, or recent past?
Oh, yeah.
Or else, like, Theo and someone else can always go to the Dar Citadel. Because, I mean, that's where Rex is being held, so...
I'm nervous, but that's just... Fuck, this is a lot more complicated. I think over Skynet, Anna will alert everybody else to what she just discovered, but she's not going to be obvious about it. She'll just, in her mind, she's going to say, well, you were right. Capricorn is Donovan. He's above us right now. I can sense where he is. I can do something that might restrain him, but the problem is that there's a piece of him is missing, and unless we can get that piece back in him, well, there might be other ways to do it, but that's the best way that I know how. If we can get that back with him, it'll return him to who he is. I don't know where the other princes are, so... Shoots another one of these things. So, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but... And then I guess OOC, what do you guys want to do? Do we want to try to get this piece while we're here? Or do we want to... Because there's still 2 of our other friends, / 3 of our other friends, actually, because Mark's mom's also here to contend with.
I will note that you can hear something truly massive smashing its way down one of the streets.
Okay.
I mean, I think that us that are here in the Star Kingdom should follow through with our plan and, like, create a diversion for Theo or whoever. And I personally, OOC, want to send Theo to the Star Citadel to save our friends.
Wait, so you want to separate again? The problem is Theo's not even with us right now.
Yeah.
So are you talking about clone Theo doing this or Theo?
Theo.
How are you going to do that?
I mean, Theo's a Star Prince still.
Yeah.
She might be the only person who could get in without issue, or at least less issue. Plus, she can see anything invisible in the Star Kingdom. I mean, I don't know. I just tried to throw something out there. Regardless, Casey's going to say over Skynet, we kind of need to make action instead of, like, having a discussion. Bang, bang. Are we going into this hole or not? Or what?
I think we got to proceed with the fucking plan. Let's draw their attention, I guess, see if they can chase us. There's nothing that says that we need to be here, that they need to be here if we get their whatever their essence thing is out later. And I think Anna's gonna say, all right, say no more. And she's gonna shoot an ice blast at Donovan.
Ooh, okay.
Which has restraining, I believe, as well, as part of the base.
Okay, I think the situation he's in now, only you would be able to hit him with any degree of accuracy. Why don't you roll, kick some ass with weird, is I believe how that works.
12 advanced move.
All right, why don't you tell me what happens?
So yeah, he's kind of waiting up in the rafters. That what bonus. Advantage? I think suffer no harm at all.
Okay.
I think Anna over Skynet is like, all right, let's get ready to run, guys. I'm just gonna shoot off this ice blast.
So then, yeah, you will see as you fire it, goat-headed, clawed torso starts to emerge from the wall, and it just gets pinned there as a bunch of this ice cakes across its chest and holds it fast to the wall of this building. It screeches and starts scratching at the ice when around one of the corners, actually fully knocking over a kind of pillar at the corner of one of these buildings is this four-legged, two-headed black monstrosity with these huge chains with bladed cages on either side that is just swinging them around and actually barreling through a bunch of these foot soldiers.
Libra?
Headed towards you guys. This is Libra. Well, I guess technically you would know, Anna. This is Catrell.
Catrell, okay. All right. Let's get out of here. And I think Anna might try to kind of get Mark to come back into the coach and might kind of pull you along.
Yep.
I'm good to go.
Yep. Oh, wait, no, I can't say anything. I'm like... Oh.
And then I think Kira wants to, as soon as everybody's in the cart, I kind of think she had reached out to Ember. She wants to try to widen that crater to make it the entrance a little easier for the coach to get in so that they can get down to escape.
Okay. So you're jumping in and heading out?
I think so. I mean, that was the plan all along, was to draw him out.
Yeah. So why are you freaking out?
Because the way he said that, it was like he was disappointed in us.
No, I'm just...
Unless you're proud of us, Dad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's just stick to the plan. So far, it's been going great, knocking on all the wood. Jonny, can the clone Theo, throw a ball of force at Catrell / Libra?
Sure, roll it.
12.
Is that combat magic?
Yes.
Pick your bonus.
Can I do the attack drives the enemy? Is this away in a route? Route? Is there? Can I influence them to follow us?
Yeah. So you fire that. It hits her very squarely, and she stumbles back and actually stomps on another couple of the infantry guys.
I honestly imagine it like a shooting star.
Ooh, lovely. And then stumbles back and then just starts coming after you. Kira, you're going over to widen the crater. Why don't you roll use magic?
Do we get a +1 now?
Yes.
Now do we get +1? 11.
Okay. The edges of it just melt and expand. And as everybody's piling into the coach, it's swirling around. I think you basically jump onto the side of it as it barrels through. So now what I want to know. So basically you're going through and you're going to fully leave behind the sort of foot soldier infantry. And the first one that's going to come through the gate after you is going to be Libra. And then basically catching up to where you had been, Aries and Cancer will also pull into that square and come chasing after you as this Capricorn will smash off the ice, pinning him to the wall and slither down and in through across the ground in just like a shimmering inky shadow. And they're all coming after you.
So Libra and Capricorn.
Probably are the closest.
But we don't know about the other two. We haven't seen them, right?
I think where you are right now, you can't see them.
Okay, cool. Come on, Coachman, step on it, Anna says.
Giddy up.
By the way, Preston is with us.
Oh yeah, fuck. We keep forgetting we have more people than we thought.
It's okay, Preston doesn't matter.
It's just the OG and the Sparks brothers and Lincoln Ramsey and Preston.
And Preston. So, what's the move?
Trying to just lead them and bait them out to get them to follow us. I think that is the move. So we will make it look. We don't want to we want to sell it. So I do think that
you don't want to lose them.
Yeah. So I do think we wouldn't get too far ahead. We would probably lay down some covering fire, stormtrooper style.
Casey's using her sniper rifle.
Stormtrooper style, and that we don't hit anything?
Or that we have very bad aim. Yeah. We're not really trying to hurt them. We're the intent is to actually draw them out and perhaps once we get them to the ambush, I think the intent is to incapacitate them or trap them somehow.
Yeah. Friendly reminder, with Aries, fire won't touch him. Her.
Oh, Mark's mom, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Oof, yeah. Okay, so I need someone then to roll.
Is it act under pressure for driving? Because Casey's great at that.
I want someone to roll act under pressure to drive, and I want someone else to roll kick some ass to lay down fire.
I'm doing driving.
I'm going to lick some ass.
No thanks.
We're in a coach. We're just moving past it.
I'm doing acting on under pressure.
Okay.
Was I rolling for kick some ass?
You are.
I got a oh wait, no.
You get a +1.
I got a +1. It's a 7.
Can I roll help out?
How are you helping?
I think equally like with what Mark is doing. I think either Kira or Anna is probably also like, I think Anna would be like shooting some of those like ice blasts again. If anything gets kind of close, she would, shoot maybe with her gun. And then I think Kira would every now and then would just kind of like maybe send like tremors in the earth to like disrupt it slightly.
Okay. In which case, roll help out, first of all.
Because I get a +2 because of the last roll that I did was use magic. And if this is ongoing, that's a 12 advanced move.
Also, for act under pressure, I rolled a 16.
Woo!
Oh, nice. The first thing I want to so as this is happening, Mark, you are like equal parts when they get too close, snapping at them with your whip and, hurling your trademark fire and ice flying out the backside of this coach. Casey, you are up front with the charming coachman and taking the reins of whatever it is that's driving this coach forward.
Excuse me?
The other thing I want to do is describe to you what you are driving through. I think because this whole place was buried, you weren't expecting how high the ceilings are. The sense you get is that it feels catacombs-y, but the walls are this black, shiny, semi-organic looking. The vibes I'm getting as I consider this place is the Alien movies and like the sort of places that the eggs would have been. Like the walls here are irregularly veined and wrinkled. And as far as you can tell, it's completely empty and silent. And you are just barreling through it. And yeah, you can see Capricorn is coming up behind Libra and coming out of the being hidden in shadows. And then you can see running like bounding like a wolf is this heavy armored figure with a ram head and those big curved horns coming off of both sides of its head and also both sides of his shoulders. And Anna, you can tell that underneath, that's Yano.
Mm-hmm. Which one was that?
Ares.
Now that we're in Undercity, how are we getting to the Sea Kingdom?
That was the Undercity like eventually like lets out to like an area that I think you had said we could get to the Sea Kingdom, Johnny, right?
Yeah, like
okay.
Sort of if you were to follow this away from the city center.
This is like the back alley way to get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Then my other question is, how is the real Theo doing back with everybody else?
Well, that's a question for the real Theo, who, as far as she can tell, is doing a great job of fortifying some of these barricades. That they've got some things in there that are intended to sort of be running speed traps. Some things, I think, around their cave, they've constructed a pretty tall sort of makeshift fence that you're electrifying.
If I remember correctly, Theo's a part of the Skynet connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think she would be mostly staying out of it, but with the mention of Capricorn is Donovan, or at least part of him, I think that Theo wants to use her astral vision, and there was a vision that she had where she saw the Star King making princes. I want to essentially revisit that vision and like see what he had done. So kind of,
where did the pieces go?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm kind of, if I made Johnny, I'm wondering if I could look back on that vision and could Theo roll either investigate a mystery or real bad situation since she became a prince? Like, can she put anything together?
On how to turn him back?
Yeah, like, I guess.
Well, first she wants to know where they are. Like, what happened?
I want to look at that vision, and I also just kind of want to figure out, like, I became a prince. How did I, like, become a prince? Like, what was the climax is not the thing, but like, what was the chain reaction?
What was the turning point?
Yeah. Because, I mean, the turning point, like, something went into Theo.
Yep.
Theo still has the great hand arm.
Yep.
Is there dead life in them? Is that, like, how they were made as princes?
If there were, I would have had to say that.
It's true.
Theo, why don't you roll a really bad situation?
I rolled a 7.
Ask one question.
So Theo is looking back at when she was in the back of think it was Casey's van, and trying to heal Kira and taking whatever had been in her into herself. And I want to know what happened here. What happened when she did that, when she walked out of the hospital and spoke to the Star King, when she, I think, what was it? The Star King and her were sitting in the almost planetarium, and he asked her, what path do you want? And she said, the path among the stars. What happened?
So what happened there is that you were made willingly into a member of the Star Court. What happened here is different because they were coronated. Yeah, they were crowned without their permission by means of the taking of something. It's a different thing. It's more like more akin to a control spell, kind of, is what I want you to grok out of this, that there is something that as long as it's under the control of the Star Court, they must act as his generals and princes. It's a different principle.
The silence is deafening. I want to use astral vision to look back at when Theo had seen the Star King making princes. Yeah, she wants to see what he took and where they are.
Okay. Can you roll that for me?
What's the difference between astral vision and using your eye that you have?
Well, so I guess astral vision is not what I wanted to use. I guess I'm just wanting to use my eyes.
You've almost never used it that way.
Yeah, I have. I'm trying to look and see the past.
Okay.
Which would also be the thing I'm really good at.
Okay. In that case, I won't make you roll, and it is...
Yeah, because I was going to say, I thought that was just like the bonus that you get with having that eye is you can see the past.
Yeah, which means you can see basically in his throne room, there is a long table on which is set 4 elegant cases, and you know that inside one is Donovan's wings. Inside one is Catrell's wings. Inside one is Yano's hands.
No!
And inside one is Samantha's heart.
Oh, Johnny.
You're evil.
Yep. Hey, I didn't do it.
You did, though. It came from your mind.
Okay, Theo's gonna, for the first time in a while, jump on the Skynet. The parts of the princes that he took, or part of the parts of our friends that he took to make the princes. First of all, he forced them, so it's different. But he took Donovan's wings, he took Catrell's wings, and he took Samantha's heart, and he took Yano's hands.
Okay. Do you know where they're being kept?
Yeah, I can get them.
Well, hold on. We're coming your way. How far away are we approximately? Do we know?
I think 2 more rolls.
Okay. We're just 2 more rolls away.
Speaking of rolls, Kira, can you roll manipulate someone?
12 advanced move.
Okay,
Theo rolled act under pressure.
why?
If you want to
Because-
resist.
If you want to resist doing whatever it is you think she's asking you to do.
No, Theo will stay. Kira said that they're close. So, okay, things are ready here. I guess we'll see you soon.
Yep, coming in hot. If you have any spell users, and looking at you, Theo, any sort of restraining type things that we can try to plant to trap them, that'd probably be best.
I don't have any restraining.
Well, I mean, one of the use magic effects is to trap a specific creature or monster.
Yeah, true. Oh, I guess I can do that, actually.
Yeah.
That's one of my good things I'm good at.
All right, but yeah, we're almost there. Makes the ground more rumbly.
Do that again, Casey. Roll act under pressure. Mark roll kick some ass. Anna roll help out.
I also have a question, Johnny.
+1.
Never mind, Lauren answered it.
Anna rolled an 11 to help out.
12.
14.
Ooh. Well, fuck.
Johnny, I'm wondering if there's something that Theo could do.
Likely.
Okay. I have sympathetic token, and I have that card that Yano had wrote to me. Would I be able to use this card in creating a circle that if Yano crosses it, then traps him in it?
You'd be able to do that anyway. I won't give you a bonus.
Why?
Because it's not the kind of thing that you can count as a sympathetic token. It's not his hair or...
But she does have a
part of
specialty
him.
for trapping a creature or monster because of her practitioner.
Yeah.
Can I do this magical thing?
Yes. Roll it.
Cool.
while Theo's doing this and everybody's laying down covering fire, I think Anna might actually turn to Kira and be like, you take over the covering fire for a little bit. I need to look something up. She's going to open up her spell book and be looking for something that maybe can make some sort of temporary prison for these people.
Okay.
I rolled a 12 advanced move for using magic.
So, okay, you create this sort of trap and it's very cool and it looks like you're good at it.
Theo snags a piece of petrified wood and starts drawing a big circle.
So then I think everybody rolled advanced moves last time. Here's what it pleases me to do. Mark, even though you can't communicate words, but you can communicate directions. So Casey, I think what you see is like, I can't remember if GTA does this. Does GTA do like floating waypoints when you're mapped somewhere? I know Saints Row does it.
It just has like the road on the map, I think, like lights up or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you see like basically spread out in front of you like a breadcrumb trail to follow.
I honestly feel like Mark has infested my eyes and like I can see.
For whatever reason, it pleases me to imagine that they look like the design of the like arrows is the kind of thing that Mark would think was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So like really metallic and like overly designed
some of them
arrows
look like owl feathers
with like filigrees and yes, carved in wings and shit. And the trail that you're following is like the flame trail from the DeLorean.
And Mark just looks over and goes,
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And so, yeah, that basically gives you a kind of shortcut. So you're going to get to there. And then you're now basically on this blasted, I think not the glassy plains from before. This is just kind of, it looks more like the surface of the moon. And you're like kicking up a bunch of dust and you can see galloping behind you is Aries and Capricorn slithering, Libra and Cancer both skittering a ways behind you. And you get to this area that you know to be on this side. It would not have a guard. Yeah. And then you are just basically headed towards this. It looks like a big, tall wall of sinking black fog.
We're wanting to go through that?
Yes.
Big arrow slams down to the ground.
That's how we get to the Sea Kingdom, correct?
Golden exclamation point above those.
See,
Yes.
that's the quest.
So while that is happening, Anna, why don't you roll Investigate a Mystery to find whatever it is you're looking for?
I rolled a 9.
Okay. What are you trying to find?
Actually, I wonder, I have a move that might apply. Maybe? Hang on.
Flip. Oh, wait, I don't need magic to do this at all. LOL.
No, I think there would still be a spell, but I do have a move. I forget what it is, but I have a useful and specific peaceful device that I can find on a hit for novice polymath. It's part of my apprenticeship thing. So honestly, like it might even, especially because Lincoln Ramsey is here. Is it Lincoln or Ramsey?
It's Ramsey.
Because Ramsey is here, Anna might even kind of be like, a spell, something to restrain somebody, a temporary like prison or something, prison of holding, bag of hold. No, that's D&D. Something.
That's fake, Anna. This isn't a game.
But it essentially, yeah, she's trying to find a spell that would restrain, like a souped up version of an ambition ward, perhaps.
So, this is needlessly meta. So you're asking Ramsey this. She looks out the window for a second and then like blinks once as though she's got something, grabs the book out of your hands and flips immediately to a page and gives it back to you. And the page that it is open to is written in, I think, one quill-dipped calligraphy. And it's in that odd kind of oldie English where like it's F's instead of S's. And the spell is called Aodane's Entanglement.
Okay. And what does it do?
It's designed for like leaves or vines or roots. It animates them and uses them to restrain a target. It actually works in a range, in like a circle, like a 25-foot circle. It's the Entangle spell from D&D 2nd edition.
Yeah, okay. So basically an entangle spell. All right.
So you are finding that you guys are sending back fire at the princes that are chasing you to equal parts, hold them back and keep them mad. And then you are rushing towards this thing. And then just as you get up to it, a streak of light starts to burst through and it opens up for you. And you rush into this wild, overgrown, it looks like a really well populated the bottom of the sea, but there's just like lakes and such all around you. You are riding past the barricades and the ambushes that had been set up for you, and you go around one of these chest-high wall barricades. So you just about get to the other side of this barricade. What you can't see is that the wheel, as it rolls past, sort of creates a spark that arcs up and off and connects with the barricade, and it explodes, tipping the carriage over, sending Casey and the coachman flying and the rest of you rumbling around inside like ice cubes in a cocktail shaker. Casey, roll act under pressure. Actually, everybody roll act under pressure.
6.
Are you serious, Mark?
Yeah.
Anna rolled a 12 advanced move, and Kira rolled a 10.
Casey rolled a 6, and Cloned Theo rolled a 12. I forgot after I rolled. I was like, oh yeah, I could add points to this, but I forgot before I rolled. Unless Jonny would let me.
I mean, I would let you give me points.
Okay.
Well, no, it's funnier if I don't.
How much of a petty bitch do we want to be to each other?
Actually, Kira is like the one who's doing a good deal of sliding around, but Tommy will have wedged himself, like braced himself against something and thrown a huge arm around you.
No.
Clone Theo and Anna both brace against a corner and like manage not to get knocked around too badly.
I kind of almost imagine almost like a roller coaster. Clone Theo like slamming her staff like between the two and like
your safety bar on you.
locking her and Anna in place. How's Nick? Do you need me to roll for Nick?
No.
Okay. Because he's fine.
Yeah, the other NPCs are going to be knocked around and somewhat hurt. I think it will manifest as like Nick will be bleeding from the forehead. I think Preston's going to break his arm. Mark will like, as the whole thing sort of skids to a stop, kind of sit up and look around to see if everyone else is okay. And everyone else you can see sticking out of Mark's side is like a spoke from the wheel.
Ooh.
That's just buried itself into your midsection, Mark.
And all I can make out is anime noise.
Because you can't even talk.
Mark, that's 2 harm, ignore armor. And Casey is thrown and basically skids across this like patch of coral, which is really hard and spiky and sharp.
Uh-huh.
And it's actually going to tear off large parts of your body armor. So your armor will be reduced by 1.
Rude.
And you will take 2 harm also.
Okay. Is that ignore armor or no?
Yes.
Can Clone Theo help Mark? Whether that be acting under pressure or healing him?
Which would you like to do?
If I do act under pressure, I get a +1 because not my fault.
That's true. What do you want to do?
I want to get the spoke thing out of him.
Okay. Roll it.
That's gonna be a 15.
So you tell me what happens.
I think Clone Theo puts her hand on the wood and the palms of her hand get hot and turns the wood like to ash. She's using her entropy magic to dissolve the wood out.
Okay. And then because that was an advanced move.
It's not an advanced move because it's just a move.
No, but you were rolling act under pressure.
Yeah, for my not my fault move.
That's just a bonus that you get to act under pressure, though, right?
I get a +1 to act under pressure when I'm dealing with the consequences of my own spellcasting.
So that's an act under pressure roll.
Yeah.
Fine.
So it's advanced.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to help you out.
Just trying to stick it to Jonny.
Well, I'm saying because it's an advanced move, Mark will not immediately start bleeding out.
Yeah.
Cool. Love it.
You're able to basically, very easily get some pressure on it. And I think because this pleases me and because Mark isn't already unstable, I think I like the idea that, Mark, you just sort of flash cauterize it.
I go about 4 times, and then I just like finally turn around and...
And yeah, I'm not going to make you roll that because if you were unstable, I would, but you're not. So I do want, Mark, I want you to roll act under pressure to see how well you're able to swim out of the word fog you're in right now.
10.
Okay, you can talk again.
Yay.
Hello? Hello? Oh, wait, I wouldn't say hello. I think I can talk again.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Could be better.
How are you doing? That looked like it hurt.
I've got 2 harm.
Okay, well, here. And Clone Theo's going to use magic and use this Might Sting.
Okay. Roll it.
11.
Okay. How much does Mark heal?
3.
Healed up, baby.
It hurts real bad, Mark, but it won't leave a bitchin' scar.
Ugh!
I thought you've been used to this.
I know, but I wasn't ready. It's fine, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Anna and Kira were both still in like the coach, right? That
Yes.
crashed.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'd be kind of both trying to get our way out. Kira would like help pull Tommy out.
You guys climb out of the door, and as you do, what you can see is the 4 star princes barrel into the sea.
And Casey far away from the coach.
Yep.
Fucked up.
And then you see just like a volley of bullets and arrows come at them.
We would have like radioed ahead because we have those earrings and stuff, and we were on the Skyphone. That
Yeah, Kira and Theo had just spoken.
this isn't a kill. This is just incapacitate type thing.
Okay.
Also, Mark's gonna yell, Casey! And then go fly after.
Can real Theo put up a wall of force shielding my comrades from the Star Princes?
Which comrade specifically? The whole...
Coachman crash.
Okay. Love it.
10.
Your wall of force is like 2 armor functionally, because a wall is 1 and wind adds 1.
Yeah, so it'll be 2.
Okay. All right, Mark. Yeah, you landed to a skidding stop.
And you said there's arrows coming at us?
No, there's arrows and bullets coming at the princes
Oh, got it.
as they come in from Gad and them.
Okay, so and Theo had set some sort of trap, right, for one of them. Like you didn't.
For Ares. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think Anna like is kind of scrambling up and is gonna try to maybe get somewhere where there's some cover by the rest of our friends, so that she might be able to cast that entangle spell. So she's gonna try to run somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you do have some sort of backup cover from Theo's force wall to Mark, who had spoken to Casey. That could have gone better. I've been better. She's like bleeding from like her stomach inside.
Your jacket and shirt over like one shoulder has been totally torn off.
Oh yeah, definitely like looks like she was in the motorcycle crash. Road rash.
Can Mark use land hands?
Yes, you can.
10. You heal 2 harm.
Yay!
And they are stabilized.
Yay!
And you realize you had the beginnings of a cold, but you've been healed of that disease.
Yay! Hello, listeners. Miah here with a few announcements and friendly reminders. Here's what's coming up. Today on our Patreon, a new episode of House of Graves is available to all our Patreon listeners. And as usual, our next episode of the cover story will be coming out in 2 weeks on November 19th. If you'd like to support our show, leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever your listening platform of choice is. And tell your friends. Word of mouth is the best way to get our show noticed. You can follow us on social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and Blue Sky Social as Monsters Playbook. If you're able to, you can support us monetarily by subscribing to our Patreon for exclusive episodes, subscriber-only swag, and bloopers of the show. And we also have a merch store and a Ko-fi page. If you'd like to just hang out, you can come join us on Discord. These links and more can be found in our Direct Me profile in this episode's show notes. Our promo this week is for a fellow Monster of the Week podcast, The Thorn Files. This podcast is a character-driven tale filled with psychological horrors and terrifying monsters, both of the old and new world. Let's take a listen.
Hello, this is Annabelle Thorne, current head of Thorne Investigations, a paranormal investigations company set up in Edinburgh. I'm here to tell you today that monsters are real, and have been real for centuries, only they've been hiding. We don't understand why they're coming into the light now, but if you see anything, if you hear anything that makes you think you're in contact with one, tell us. We can help. I have a few agents in the field just now, Evangeline Lane Fox, Peter Anderson, Vera Bright, and, for better or worse, my niece, Tabitha. Don't hesitate to tell us. If you do, you might not get another chance.
The Thorn Files podcast is a Monster of the Week actual play podcast coming out every other Friday starting on the 31st of March with the first 2 episodes. If you're a fan of horror, mysteries, or shenanigans, why don't you come give us a listen at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere else you can get podcasts. Be ready to be scared.
You can find out more about the Thorn Files from the link tree in this episode's description, and you can listen to them on whatever your favorite podcast streaming platform is. And with that, let's get back to the episode. Thank you. And she'll use Mark to stand up. We should get to cover. And Casey will point to the princes that are coming through.
Okay. So Anna, you're trying to get closer. You want to be outside of the wall of force cover and try to find one of those smaller things?
Yeah, I want to find somewhere where I can get in range to do this spell.
Okay.
So I would think probably closer to where some of our friends are posted.
I will have you roll act under pressure.
Yeah. 8.
Can Clone Theo help?
How?
I think Clone Theo, being that Mark left, and it sounded like everybody else was leaving, she would follow Anna, because that's what real Theo would do. And I think that Theo would, I guess it's more maybe protect someone or help out, but essentially just acting as cover.
I'm going to have you roll, if you're coming with her, I'm going to have you roll protect someone, because that's what's happening.
9. Oh, wait. No, it's not. That was protect someone, right? Wait.
Yep. That's plus tough.
Yeah. That's a 6.
Oh, it's so perfect that this is Clone Theo too. Here's what happens. So you are running closer and sort of heading towards a barricade that you can see that you can dive behind. Clone Theo's close in behind you, Anna, and she sees one of Libra's heads turn, basically wind up this chained cage and hurl it at you. Theo throws up a wall of force in front of you, which stops you from moving. And you look back and you're like,
what the fuck?
Clone Theo's like, sorry, drops it. And then this cage slams into the both of you. You both take 3 harm.
Do I say ignore armor?
It's not ignore armor.
Okay, I do 2 because of the prepared to defend.
Okay, so I take 1 harm.
Do you remember, Johnny, how much health does the clones have? Is it 5 or 6?
It would be 5 if it's one of the 2 of those. It would be the less one.
Okay. Well, Clone Theo to Anna's like, I'm sorry.
Can you drop it? Kind of need to get somewhere where I can do the spell.
Both of you roll act under pressure, and both of you subtract 2.
Why subtract 2?
Because it's Libra.
Oh, fuck you. Well, then that's a 5.
Wait. Oh, subtract 2 from our roll?
Mm-hmm.
8.
Okay. So as you guys are collecting yourself and dust, the chain on the edge of this cage goes taut, and one of the blades is still not embedded in your skin, but I think tangled up in some of your clothing or armor, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets yanked into the air, and you go along with it.
Oh, fuck!
And it just because I don't think I initially described it this way, but it now pleases me that the Libra creature, the Libra creature has 2 sets of arms.
Mm-hmm.
It's pulling back with one of its right hands, and it catches the cage with its lower left hand and catches you by the throat with its upper left hand. And it just has this eyeless mask of a face and these gross fangs that it's just breathing its putrid breath in your face.
Catch all you need is breath mint. And, can Anna try to...
And because of the way that I've described these things to you, I want to let you guys know that you basically now have 4 points to use against Libra.
That's right.
She can swing the pendulum of probability, but it always swings back.
Okay.
I shouldn't say pendulum. I should say she can tip the scales of probability, but it always balances out. There. Now it's thematically resonant.
Mm-hmm. Because Libra scales.
Lauren, if you don't know what I have something I want to do. Try to help Anna.
I mean, I guess the question, Johnny, one of the questions is what is required to do this entangle spell? Is it a full ass incantation? Is it just a word? What kind of spell is it?
Well, the materials required are a sort of bed of living things, which there definitely is here with the coral and kelp. and then it would be words and gestures, which in the situation you're in now, I would make you roll act under pressure to try it, then roll use magic to do it.
Okay. I think instead, so she's got me by the neck, but like are my hands free?
Yeah.
Well, then I think instead, Anna might put a hand over I'm just going to call her Catrell, but Libra, and actually just shoot a nice blast at her to kind of cause her to restrain slightly, and then see if she can kind of wrest out of it.
Okay.
That's doable.
Roll combat magic.
9.
So yeah, you shoot just a sharp bolt of freezing ice into her hand and arm, and she'll just like shriek and throw you at the ground. I think will be entirely absorbed by your armor.
Okay.
But you are winded. Real quick, Mark, what are you doing?
Casey's gonna ask you, Mark, can you get us over there to cover?
Of course. And then I think Mark picks up Casey and we go fly over.
Mark, roll act under pressure.
7. No, I lied. 8.
Can I roll help out? Casey's doing covering fire.
It won't matter, but yes.
Yeah, would I have advanced move for help out? And that would be a +2.
Oh, well, it might matter.
+6.
Gosh, damn it.
I'm gonna stop.
Well, Mark drops Casey.
Or Casey drops Mark.
I didn't help out, so...
So, Mark, you are flying, and Casey, you are trying to lay down cover fire, but what happens is that, like, sailing through the air comes Ares, and you are firing bullets at him, but they're bouncing off the shoulder. Excuse me?
Theo had laid that circle to trap Ares.
Well, congratulations, but he didn't.
Fine! Go on!
That's
Go
somewhere
on.
else. Sailing through the air, and yeah, he's going to knock Mark out of the sky. And yes, I think his enormous hand will grab Casey around the chest and slam you into the ground and roar in your face. That fall, Mark, I think you might even recover, like in the air. Casey, you take 2 harm, less any armor.
So is she pinned underneath this thing?
Yes.
Can Mark use his blade and like put it through the thing?
Yes.
I love this. Kick some ass.
Kick some ass.
10.
Well, okay then. Pick your advantage.
Do more harm.
So you are going to. Where are you aiming with your sword?
Right in its head.
I think you will recall just before you make contact that Yano's in there.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry.
Slightly to about here.
I was gonna say something, but I was like, this is John's character.
I'm just gonna kill Yana. Whoops.
Do you?
Not trying to kill.
That's right. Shit. I think he's gonna come down and just like pin an arm or a shoulder to ground.
Ooh, I like this a lot. Casey, from your perspective, this thing is holding you down and roaring in your face, and then erupting out of its left shoulder is Mark's flaming blade.
Barely misses my head.
Yeah, like it buries itself into the ground right next to your face.
Sorry.
And he roars again, but this time in pain, and Mark is like attached to his back.
Okay, am I able to try and get out from under him with Mark sort of distracting?
Roll act under pressure.
Okay, I'm gonna add 2 to it.
You sure are. What is that? What am I up to now?
That's not my fault that you're not counting. It's not my job.
Okay, I have 16 points to use against Casey.
No.
I actually think I might have 8.
No, you have 6. 12. Advanced move.
Tell me if you disagree with this, but it makes sense for you to just like basically pull out like a combat knife and get him in the joint of his wrist, which makes him go slack just a little bit, and then
I like push myself or try and crawl out from under him.
you can get some purchase with your hands and shove yourself out, and you like slide out.
Sure. Casey's gonna try and run to cover and friends.
Okay.
Did Dick make it to cover and friends? How's Jesse?
Tommy, everybody, they're probably shooting, cover fire, all that fun stuff.
Well, where's Kira? What's Kira doing?
I think after she kind of climbed out of the coach, she maybe would have taken to the air and would be keeping an eye out, especially for Capricorn. Yeah, I guess maybe if I could just knock him out. Is that a possibility? Can we incapacitate? Is that a thing that you'll let us do?
I mean, how?
By knocking him out enough, like with enough damage or something.
Like subdual damage? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a question of like what is the thing that you do in order to achieve that goal.
Yeah.
I will allow you to do that if it makes sense for it to happen.
Were there any traps or anything that like the people had laid from the ambush?
I will allow basically anything that you could reasonably do in the plenty of time that they had. So you could do pits, you could do, tripwires where big things swing in. I'm not 100% interested in playing both your enemies and your allies and fighting myself in front of you. So anything that if you guys want the other NPCs that are involved in this fight to do stuff, anything that it would make sense for them to do, they can do. Jesse has all his weapons. Gad probably has some spell casting. The Princeling and Dugamon can hurl big stuff.
Kira is going to, I think, she's up in the sky. She's looking down. Does she see Capricorn?
Roll rid of that situation.
10.
Yeah, you see Capricorn. He's lurking on like the sort of the sidelines of the battle.
Okay.
He's over, but basically behind Cancer, who is
but visible currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of like head out of water. Yeah.
I think I want Kira to sort of dive bomb him from the sky, just like a missile, and yeah, I'll just do that to start.
Okay. Roll act under pressure.
7.
Okay. What is your goal here? And you also still can take in more information.
So honestly, part of my goal is just to prevent him from disappearing entirely. So I kind of think I want to draw blood in the sense that he wouldn't be able to hide blood coming from him. There'd be a trail of blood if he tried to go invisible. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him to be able to disappear. It's kind of my thought. Although, do I know where he is anyways because of our connection?
I would make you roll every time, but you could. It'd be fuzzy.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I think I'll do what I do because not everybody will be able to see him as easily as if he goes invisible. So I kind of want to just try to draw blood, and then I want to do something else.
Okay, then I'm going to have you roll kick some ass.
10. If I could, with my bonus, force him where I want him.
And where do you want him?
I dive bomb, and I kind of maybe just pierce him a little bit with my axe or something, just enough to draw blood. But then I kind of want to I almost imagine this rolling, she dive bombs and rolls, and then then she kind of just shoves him back, and he dust in the whatever, and then just so he's back in kind of an open area, and then I want Kira to, with using Ember's powers, do the fucking earth cage again.
Okay, well that's gonna take a second because when you don't know why I like this, but I do like it. So you do that, you tackle him, you get him onto the surface, you bury the pointy end of your axe into his chest, and then pull it out and pull yourself away from him, and you do skid up apart from each other, and his fins have now transformed at some point into legs. So he's standing up, and you can see both of his claws are covered in blood, and he's scratched up your back and sides, and you take 2 harm, ignore armor.
Okay.
And you want to earth cage.
Yes. I want to sort of restrain him as best as I can.
Okay, I'm going to do that to get this scene to a checkpoint, and then we'll move around. So why don't you roll use magic?
11, and then I'm trying to remember.
When did last you use a spell like this?
When Kira was here after having done the twin flame spell with Ember, and Theo had lost control. We had sort of tried to trap her when the Reaper had gotten inside of her. Had used kind of a similar thing kind of to encase her. But yeah, I rolled an 11. Can I also ask a question with that old black magic?
Sure.
So I can ask a question from Investigate Mystery. I just want to figure out if there's a way to get them to come to their senses other than having to reinstall the parts of them.
Mm-hmm. Such a question?
Other than restoring them with the parts of them that were taken away. How can we restore them?
Do you remember what Donovan did to Deacon?
Turning back time?
Yeah.
Okay.
You tell me what happens with the success.
I think she traps him in the cage, and I think she's kind of just really sorry, Donovan. We're going to get you out of there soon. And I think over Skynet, she says to everybody else, I think we can turn this back if we can do a time spell, but we have to trap them first. Is there a place that we can all drive them to? Somewhere where we can put out in the open? And maybe Anna can do that spell? I think she's actually looking around to see if there's a good place that would be a good place to draw them into.
Why don't you roll rid of bad situation?
10.
So the place that I would recommend is the place that Theo had drawn that thing that would otherwise trap Ares, because that would be a good sort of basis to build another spell on top of, and 2, then you would have sort of 1 down. So that's kind of over by, and that's kind of over by where...
Is that where like Anna is right now?
Where Cancer is deflecting shots from Gad and Jesse.
If we can shuffle them over towards where Cancer is right now, maybe given Ares in that trap, then we could lay it over there. And she's saying that to everybody over Skynet.
Okay. Now over to, let's see, what's the real Theo? What are you doing?
Clone Theo, after that sort of debacle with Anna, has dropped the wall of force and runs to meet up with Theo, who is running towards Mark and Casey to try and help with Ares.
Okay. Help how? What are you going to do?
Clone Theo gives real Theo the staff, and I think the two of them are going to try to kind of confuse and annoy Ares by like Theo hitting him with her staff and continuing to move, while Clone Theo maybe uses magic to, you know, do little blasts of force at him, like little BB gun pellets.
Could I say that Ramsey during this time, upon hearing a time spell, could Ramsey set about preparing that?
Ooh, yeah, that makes a good deal of sense.
Can Nick help with that?
Why don't we have Anna roll act under pressure on her behalf, and Casey roll help out on Nick's behalf, and Casey subtract 2.
Anna rolled 12 advanced move to do magic, I presume.
Well, to run around and prepare it is what it was.
Oh, well, either way it's +3. Both bonus.
7 for Nick's help out.
Basically what I think is happening is that Ramsey is going to different areas around the sort of identified trap zone and placing what they kind of look like as little evidence cards, you know, like at a crime scene, like a little tent with some kind of a rune written on it. And how Nick is helping is by basically getting beat up by Cancer.
Oh, I think Tommy would probably be helping as well with his brother, trying to go toe to toe.
Okay, so while that is happening, Theo roll kick some ass and help out.
So help out was 11. Kicking some ass was 11 as well, but it's actually a 12 because of help out.
Okay.
Nice.
Pick your advanced move. And are you taking suggestions?
What is your advice? What is your suggestion?
Force him where you want him.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Let's try to get him in the area so that Anna can do the entangle spell.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So the one twist of this is that Mark's sword is still buried in his back. So Mark, will you roll act under pressure? And then I'm going to narrate something.
8.
Okay, so here's what happens. Theo and Clone Theo run over to where Ares is pinned by Mark and start just smacking him around, hurling little bolts of force, conking him with the staff, which does, like, even though he is covered with this kind of armor, it clacks painfully against it and like seems to be almost like you can sense that you're like putting cracks in the armor. So you're doing that, and he like ferociously pushes himself up off the ground with both arms. And Mark sort of is able to grab onto his sword and the horns from his shoulders for a time and sort of hang on like Bronco Machine at a bar. And he like is swiping out behind him, trying to get you, swinging at Theo and Clone Theo. He will hit you a time or 2, Theo, so you will take 2 harm less any armor you have, and so will your clone, who is now not looking so great.
Yeah.
But you are able to annoy and bait him over to a certain point. Just before you get him into the trap, he will finally reach back and grab Mark by the jacket and throw him. The good news is, Mark, you will probably be able to do an air recovery, not hit the ground. The bad news is your sword is still in his back.
Damn it. Does it form between a sword and a whip?
It must, because you've been using it as both things.
That's what happens now. Yep. Mm-hmm.
The fact is, I believe the offer I'd made to you was that you could change it.
Okay.
I think what I like is that you can basically have it change forms more or less at will.
Okay.
Because I don't want it to be an Ivy from Soul Calibur sword. I think that's lame.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Yep. No, that's fine.
It's a flame whip. It's a flaming sword. It's other things. and right now it's stuck in Ares' back. And Theo, you manage to get him to a certain point, and when you dive out of reach, he goes for you and finds that he can't move anymore. He can't move any further, and he's trapped in this zone that you've built for him. He's trying to slam his fists against an invisible wall that's there, but there, of course, isn't an invisible wall that's there. So his fists are just swinging through the air impotently.
Where's Cancer?
You said that she was sort of over. She's kind of close to where this was, because
Yes.
Gad and the rest, and Jesse and Lowry and all those folks were keeping her busy.
Okay. Can Theo and Clone Theo, I think they're going to turn their attention to her.
Okay.
Theo's going to summon up Cerberus.
Oh, okay.
I almost have this image, like, camera, like, pans backwards behind Clone Theo, and then Cerberus, like, magically appears, and then the three of them run at Cancer.
I'm going to let it dangle on that image and find out what Anna's doing. Pulling herself off the ground.
Yeah, she had gotten out of Libra's grasp, and so I think she gets up and is kind of trying to get back over to where she would need to do this spell, and probably is like trying to goad Libra to follow her as she's doing this. Maybe just like shooting like little ice blasts at her feet as she's running.
Yeah, I'm going to have that just be combat magic.
12 advanced move.
Hell yeah. Pick your advantage.
I think Miah had done this before. Can I just have it be, instead of like sending them away, having
just expertly lead them where you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do that.
You will take some hits.
Okay. Does the probability thing factor in at this at all?
You could spend the points 1 for 1 to reduce the incoming harm. It will be, I believe it was 3.
Okay. And
so less any armor that you have, and you can spend one of the 4 points to reduce the harm by 1.
I would spend 1 point to reduce 1 harm, because otherwise I think I go unstable, and I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. Oh wait. Actually, never mind. I won't use any of the points yet. I'm going to save it for trapping.
Okay.
I thought I had 1 more harm than I do.
Okay.
So I'll take 1 harm.
John, is it the Morningstar where it's the ball on a chain?
Ball on a chain. No, it's a flail.
So yeah, she's using these 2 bladed cages on her chains like a flail and just swinging them around and slashing at you with them. And a few of them cut into you and you can't dodge quick enough. Otherwise, you're just blasting ice bolts at her and she's charging after you and you get her into range.
Yeah, and I think Anna's like shouting as she's running. She's like, keep her busy. Then she's going to try to get behind some sort of like outcropping and like leans against it and is like, okay, spell. Don't fail me now, Danes.
Can Casey and Jesse take shots at Libra?
Roll kick some ass.
If Casey and Jesse are shooting, do you want one to do help out?
Yes.
Casey rolled a 9 plus the help out.
Okay.
Actually, it's a 10.
Okay.
Because I have tools matter and I'm using my sniper rifle.
Pick your perk.
I'll force them where I want them.
Okay.
I also think that Kira at this point would maybe try to like let the rock formations that had been trapping Donovan kind of falter.
He's definitely been straining and slashing against them this whole time. So
yeah,
that makes sense that either way they're pretty much going to fall.
I think she's going to like make a show of it like, no, they fucking fell. Shit.
I almost imagine like, when you trap like a spider or something underneath a cup and like you're slowly trying to move it like along to the outside or something. Do that with it.
But I do think she would let the breaks in this cage enough so that he can get through. And then I think she would actually kind of be like with her axe, probably kind of like trying to like shove him back and is like fighting and pushing him back towards the rest of these people.
Roll kick some ass.
That's 12 advanced move.
Okay. Can I presume what your perk is going to be?
We're shoving him back.
Okay. You are then going to take another 2 harm, ignore armor.
Okay. Here's unstable.
Why is Kira taking that?
Because he's slashing at her with his horrible claws that are preternaturally thin and sharp and rake through armor.
Okay.
Mark, what are you doing? So you are in the air, more or less wherever you want to be, except you don't have your weapon.
Mark is going to go back and try to grab the weapon off of his back, but then, because where is he right now?
He's basically all but, well, now Capricorn is being head over. They are all sort of clustered in one place. He's trapped in a circle on the ground that Theo had laid as a trap. Cancer and Libra are still up and fighting. He seems to just be flailing his fists around impotently.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and retrieve my weapon by grabbing it out of him. Or actually, I'll try summoning it to me. Can I like command my blade to come to me?
I would like you to roll plus charm, please.
6.
God damn it.
Do you know you never even bothered to ask what your weapon's name is?
Way to spin that. Okay.
Very rude.
Mark's flaming blade. I took that personally.
Dockers inhabits my blade.
So yeah, you reach out to it and absolutely nothing happens. It's possible that Theo's trap ward is interfering. It's also possible that you just don't have that good of a relationship with your weapon. And I'm serious.
Yeah, I think Mark's going to go try and retrieve it out of the back.
Okay, then roll act under pressure.
13.
Okay. Is that an advanced move?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that is an advanced move.
Okay, then you swoop in, grab the flaming sword out of Ares' back, and then I will allow you to basically add +1 as though you are helping out to whoever you want right now.
Kira.
Okay. Real quick then, Theo, with your clone and your devil dog's help, roll kick some ass
Excuse
on
me,
Cancer.
Guardian.
Oh, excuse me.
Just only kick some ass. 10.
Okay, pick your perk.
I'm gonna try and force them where I want them.
I knew you would. So yeah, you are pushing them all basically into the same enclosed area.
Are they all in right now, technically?
Except for Capricorn.
Capricorn's on his way. Unfortunately, Cancer is going to bring down one of her huge claws on Clone Theo and finish her.
Oh no! Finish her.
Yeah. Just smash her into the ground and she does not get up.
I think that when Cancer smashes Clone Theo, when she lifts her hand,
Claw.
that stardust twinkles and blows away.
Aw.
Cool. Well, I am going to imagine and hope that Theo and Cerberus like biting Cancer, Theo whacking Cancer, and trying to get them in the appropriate area.
Okay.
What is Mark and Kira doing?
I'm trying to get Donovan into this area.
And I am trying to retrieve my sword, and then I was going to go help Kira.
Okay. So are the only people we're trying to still...
The only person who needs to get in there is Donovan. And so Kira's trying to push him in. I think she might actually, because she doesn't want to get in close contact with him. So I think she's going to try to actually back away and shove, like, kind of... like earthbend and like just shove him back with some of this like rocky hot earth and just shove him back even further.
So with that case, like I feel like Casey is still sort of in the same original area that she had gotten pinned by Ares. Can she take a moment to read the battlefield, like read a bad situation, some might say?
You might say that. You might roll it.
Okay. That's an 11. So I get 3 questions.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to ask the big obvious one. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
No.
In case like shit hits the fan, what's the best way out of like this area? What's our best route out?
Mark.
What is it that we're not seeing? Are we missing anything? I know that's kind of similar to like, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? But I guess I'm sort of asking like, is there any information that you can give me as far as like Casey's looking at this battlefield? We've corralled almost all of them. Things are going okay. What should I be paying attention to?
Capricorn's shadow power makes him slipperier than the others.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's all I have. I'm trying to figure out if there's a way that I can help you, Kira.
Speaking of Kira, she had said she kind of wanted to like get up a little bit away from Capricorn and trying to like push him back with some like kind of hot earth blast, shoving him back. Could she do that?
Yeah, roll use magic and add 1 because Mark will be helping out with this.
Then that's a 10.
Okay, then it happens.
And also, while she's up here, she's like, fuck, Donovan, you asshole, that really hurt. Can she try to heal herself really quick?
First, take 1 more harm.
Okay, then can she heal herself? Because she's 1 away from being dead.
Yep.
Okay, that's a 10 to use magic. And so she heals 2 because she's got resilient. She's still unstable.
Still unstable. That's what I thought. Okay.
Is he back in the area yet?
Yes.
Okay, Anna would like to do dispel.
Anna, roll use magic.
Okay, Anna's going to use a luck point.
Oh, boy.
How many luck points do you have left?
Anna's got a few left. She's got...
Anna's pretty sparse with
Oh,
them.
that's right. She's new to this world.
Well, she has 2 left. That was her 5th one. But she also has not used, I don't think, Oni to regain a luck point. So she's got some in reserve. So yeah, she's going to use luck point because I have double 1s. But she's not going to fuck this up. She's going to get her friends back. She's like, why don't you guys just chill? I'm going to fucking do the spell.
As this fight is happening, the rest of you are flying around shooting. You can see some of the coral begin to like almost crystallize and copy itself is what it kind of looks like. And the kelp starts to slither like a bunch of snakes, and actually like some of them would kind of launch up like grappling hooks and hook themselves into the 4 star princes. And in very short order, they are all restrained.
I think Anna, as like this is like kind of happening, she's like, Ramsey, how's the spell coming?
And Ramsey will just go, ready. And then, I'm not going to make anybody roll for this because this is Ramsey fucking Lincoln we're talking about. She's going to throw out both of her hands, and she is standing, as she's doing this, at the edge of a circle of these little placards that each of them start to glow and send up a vertical beam of light. And then they like join together. This is the edge of what I've thought about. So, I'm trying to describe what happens. And this is going to be good news, bad news. Because the good news is that all of the armor, it starts to like shrink and regress, like it's growing on them in reverse, as though it had grown organically, and now it's just shrinking back and flaking off. And they are all howling in pain and confusion that gradually gets more and more human. At a certain point, each of them sort of clutches at their head and pulls off whatever this helmet is. After a minute or two of this, they all are themselves again. But one thing I will have you notice is that Yano doesn't have any hands.
You son of a bitch.
Still doesn't have any hands.
Nope.
Theo will rush over to Yano.
Kira does the same for Donovan.
And everybody looks like they all have really bad helmet hair. Like their hair is all matted down and messy, and they're like looking around like they just woke up from a really long, horrible nap, and you just like crash into them.
Theo will do her best to sort of heal or soothe Yano's pain, because I'm sure not having hands doesn't feel good.
Here's what I want to tell you. It's fine as long as you're in there. Like it's odd.
Lowry kind of thing.
Yes. Because remember, Samantha Clayton right now doesn't have a heart.
Yeah.
Which if you were on Earth, well that would be a real problem.
Yep. So that's a good thing. Well, we know where we need to go, so I can lead us there, or I can go. I can get it.
Well, we're gonna go there, Theo. We are. Just take a second. We need to heal up. Kira says, and she's like holding a bleeding wound on her side.
Yeah.
I think Mark's gonna use his magical abilities on Kira.
All right, roll it.
12.
All right.
2 harm.
Plus your 1 for resilience.
3 harm.
And you're stable.
Thank you, Mark.
Johnny, can Theo use magic
To do what?
to look into the future?
Sure.
I want to look at the Star King.
Okay.
I want to make sure he's there.
We'll roll use magic.
And I had Dawnbreak keeping tabs on him
Yep.
as well.
That felt so good. Okay, that's a 14.
Nice.
Oh.
Theo, you look into the future, and you see the Star King stepping into his throne room from a room off to the side. In both hands, he has huge morning stars, and the ends of them look literally like stars. They are orbs of flame. Every other time you've seen him, he's looked completely put together. He looks like tattered and like sweaty, and odd glint of one eye that you can sometimes see in his helmet nebula is aflame. Am I going to have to just end the world myself then? And that's what you see.
Okay, Theo blinks. We can take a moment, but we're going to have to hurry because he gets out. The Star King gets out with Oubliette somehow.
We knew he was going to get out. That was going to happen. He wasn't going to hold him forever. I think Anna is like looking through her book, looking through her notes. I have a spell. I want to do this spell. If we can do this spell, then we can go. But this could help when he comes out, when he eventually does, because let's be real, he's coming. I have something that might be able to help us fight against him, but I need all of us to do it. And then we go. 15 minutes tops.
Okay.
Tell us what we need to do.
Well, Theo, you already did what I had asked, writing down your story, for lack of a better word. But I need all of you guys to do the same. And Anna starts to dole out paper. She actually I think she already has hers done, but she gives it to Kira, to Mark, and to Casey, and she says the same thing that she said to Theo. The spell I'm trying to do, it's sort of like a one-to-many spell. by tapping into the consciousness, the stories of a few of us, we can maybe have the Star King feel the collective consciousness of this world, the stories of this world all at one time. But to do that, I need you guys to write down the things that you think about yourself. What is your story? Write it down. It doesn't have to be beautiful script. It doesn't have to be anything, but what are the highlights? What are the greatest hits? Write it down, and then we can do the spell.
Just anything?
Yeah, like, for example, I wrote down that I'm in love with that guy. Oh, yeah, he's alive. Oh, cool.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
Howard blushes.
She absolutely would have, by the way, like, the second that the fight got over, like, Kira ran to Donovan, Theo ran to, like, Yano. I assume Mark probably went to Catriel and his mom. Anna would have immediately went and, like, just full-on made out with Larry.
Oh, my goodness.
But I digress.
Well, also, Casey checked on Nick and Jesse, but I do want to say, while the other hunters, including Casey, are writing their story, Theo is just like pacing. You can just feel the tension and anxiety coming off of her. And I feel like she does it for 5 to 10 minutes. It almost like tires her out. And the Cerberus is also like, following her. Yeah.
Where we go? We're going over here. Oh, we're going over here now.
Yeah. But I think she finally not collapses, but just finally stops and sits down next to Yano and waits for everybody to finish their stories.
Okay.
Theo will heal Anna and Kira.
Kira's okay. She just has one harm now.
Then Theo will heal Anna.
Roll it.
How is Theo doing for harm?
Theo's fine. Casey could use some heals.
Could Lincoln Ramsey maybe heal up Casey?
Roll for her.
You can certainly try.
For Ramsey. You wouldn't let, well, she rolled a 14 advanced move to heal. Honestly, Ramsey might even do that spell from the book, the Heart Glow spell, just to help.
So you had rolled an 8 for This Might Sting.
Anna's like preparing the ingredients and she's like, so the spell is like, ow! There's a scar.
Lightning bolt up your arm.
Yeah.
Well, you heal 3 and you have a gnarly scar now.
Thanks, Theo.
Casey will accept Ramsey's help, if not a little bit side-eye. But she knows we're in a fight. How much does Casey heal?
It's Ramsey all the way.
Okay. I kind of have a question, Johnny. Would you allow... Because Casey's armor was damaged. And I'm guessing that Casey's probably going to come with whatever we do next.
Yep.
And Jesse might not. Can they swap armor?
Roll manipulate someone.
It's my brother, and I'm the head of the fucking doors. 11.
As you're getting kind of healed up and tended to by Ramsey, a padded jacket is just going to land in your lap.
He's going to look up.
Jesse's like adjusting his holsters and such, and then he sort of nods at you and goes, "Trade ya."
Thanks.
Sure thing, boss.
Casey will stiffly get her combat armor off and throw it at him. Sorry, it's a little used. This thing almost looks brand new, Jesse.
Throws it on and it's kind of like a vest on one side. He's like, it's got character.
Is Mark okay?
Mark is good.
I think Anna would like to try to start this spell if everybody's ready and got their papers.
Oh, I got my papers.
So Anna will be, I think, getting, during this time that most of this is happening, she's setting up brazier and getting some herbs and stuff that she had brought with to do the spell. She's got some yarrow petals to aid with divination, psychic communication, and protection. She's got some quartz crystals, which helps with memory, concentration, insight, clairvoyance, and it's also an amplifier. And then she has a handful of hazel twigs, which promotes luck, wisdom, divination, and knowledge. And then she actually also has a little moonstone bracelet that she is wearing. And she has etched into it a rune. I think it's pronounced Ansuz, which is a rune to promote communication, and etches that into the bracelet. And I think she takes the pages from all of you guys and hands each of the 5 hunters a purple candle and something to light it with as she does so. Roughly kind of looks through the pages that everybody wrote. She nods and she's like, this is good. Okay. And then she hands the pages back to each of you. And she will direct everybody, I think, to form a circle. I think she looks out at all of you guys. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's end this.
Okay. And I think Anna gets very serious. Hear our words, heed our song, throughout time and days long gone, of tales told from here to there, of sea, sky, and star, of everywhere. From every corner of this earth, hear its people, see their worth. From the crawling babe to the crooked crone, each life a story etched in stone. Read their words, turn the page, feel every bit of our sorrow, joy, and rage. A story can't be told without someone to listen, so pay attention as we recite this one. And Anna turns to you, Casey. Who's Casey Davis? The world once asked. Her existence was gone, erased from the past. As an agent she rose and defeated the drum. To find the real work had only begun. What sort of leader is she at her core? The kind who builds bridges and keeps open doors. And Casey, she nods at you to burn your page.
Cute.
Casey will burn it, maybe blinking away a tear.
Anna turns next to you, Mark. Have you heard what's become of the Prince of the Sky? With wings of an angel and fire for eyes? His king fell in battle, and with her last breaths, entrusted her throne to the prince who'd do best. From a lonely kid with no one around, a new king did rise, fit for his crown. She nods at you to burn your page.
Mark looks at it and it goes, poof.
And then Anna turns to you, Theo. Let me tell you the legend of the gray centaur, who was trapped between worlds of Nessos and Star. The all-seer's eye was hers upon birth, yet she struggles to see all that she's worth. The ties that bind her, she's broken at last, and now she is free to choose her own path. She nods at you to burn the page.
They will burn it.
And then Anna turns to Kira. And what of the girl who was one with the shadow, whose life had been filled with torment and woe? The world spoke of embers that covered the earth, but instead from the ashes, a new kingdom was birthed. No longer a slave to her future or past, this chosen one has forged her destiny at last. She nods at Kira to burn her page. And then she turns to the front where the brazier is, and she kind of looks out at all of you. As for this storyteller, her favorite tale now spun to protect the lives of friend, foe, and everyone. The best stories told have yet to be written, a truth held dear to this apprentice magician. And so I ask you, now that you understand, what's your story, Grey Hand? And then she burns her page. As each of your verses were going through each of your stanzas, I kind of imagine in the air like spectral images kind of floating, memories from each of you of your stories. You see Kira clutching a hand as a young child of Donovan as he rescued her from her family.
Is it over? Are you gone?
Yes, child. They'll never hurt you again.
Probably see Theo playing with Magica with Selena.
Theo,
Selena, wait up! You're too fast!
keep up.
Probably see Mark as a young boy reuniting with his mom.
Mom? Where did I go?
It's okay, Mark. I'll never let anything take you away from me.
You'd probably see, Casey when she was first joining up with Ears.
Welcome to the team, kid.
It's Agent Davis.
Moments of all of your guys' stories splayed out in the sky as spectral images. And as Anna burns her page, the energy that's kind of been swirling in the air as this has been going is kind of swirling. Puts her hands out to try to pull the energy towards her, and is going to try to pull it into the bracelet that she's wearing.
We'll use magic.
Okay. It's good. It is good. It's a 12 advanced move.
Okay. Perfect. You tell me what happens.
There's this kind of energy in the air, just kind of this ambient light and swirling, and she sort of pulls it towards her, and I kind of imagine like you just hear echoes of like little bubbles of like speech of things that our hunters have said over the years throughout their lives, and it's just kind of a cacophony of noises in the air, and it just kind of drifts and pulls into her like a thread of light that pulls into her and collects into the bracelet, specifically in the rune that she has on the bracelet that she's wearing, until it all pulls in.
And suddenly everything is quiet. So you'll get a message coming through on your earrings, and Theo, you know exactly what this is. It's some of the people from Dawnbreak, and they're not panicking, but they are in business mode. You can hear like falling debris and just sort of burning flames. You broke out. And then you all look back and forth between each other and nod.
Let's end this.
Executive producer Jonny Grubb. This has been The Monsters Playbook, featuring
Detjen-Wander as Mark Clayton.
Lauren Johnson as Anna and Kira Ashwood.
Miah Detjen-Wander as
Casey Davis and Theo Nessos.
and Jonny Grubb as literally everybody else. The Monsters Playbook is produced and engineered by Miah Detjen-Wander and edited by Miah Detjen-Wander and Lauren Johnson. Our theme song is by me, Jonny Grubb. If you liked this episode, please tell a friend. We love friends. And if you just can't get enough of the Monsters Playbook, join us on Patreon. We have bonus episodes, exclusive merch, and patron-only mini-series and side stories. Or join us on Discord, where we pretty much just hang out. We're also on social media, obviously, so you can get updates on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. We'll see you next episode where, as always, I'll have some good news and some bad news. Thanks for listening.
I think Mark is like coughing, like, and points to his throat.
Do you need a lozenge?
I choked on King.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, guys, I got a shelf. I fixed my shelf, and I'm gonna put it right up there.
Good for you, Mark.
Shut up, all of you.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well then,
I need help.